All right, so in the interest of saving time, guys, and not fast forwarding, because I know a lot of people hate it when I do that, we're going to start this game at 6 minutes into the game, 9 minutes left on the clock, right? And I'm going to give you just kind of some background on this game. It's an all 10 game. We're on Malinovka. I was in the T100 LT. Obviously, a random battle is the only type of battle I do, random battles, and I hardly ever platoon with anyone, so I'm always by myself, right? We got into a game where we won the hill. We still had an IS-7, a full HP E4 actually, a Badger, and the Leo 1 here. We had a lot of people still up here, and even the 277 here, and also KPZ. We have a lot of people, right? And then in the back, we still have two Leo 1s, an FE 4005, and obviously the CGC as already in the back. And the beginning of the game, the FE 4005 was like, is someone going to spot? Is someone going to spot? He actually wasn't being rude about it. I thought he was going to be one of those players that was going to click on me all game and all, but he was just kind of being a little impatient. I said, dude, just wait. Like, let the hill win because we have the numbers on the hill. Let the hill win, and then I'm going to progress and I will spot for you, right? And he was like, Roger. Like, it's actually really cool, man. He's like, I got it, man. Because most people are just really impatient and they'll just call you all kinds of names, right? So I've advanced. I started in this bush right here. I'm going to draw that for you. I started here at 11 minutes, okay? So 4 minutes into the game. Once the hill started winning, my guys were like right here. I started coming like this. And instead of stopping at this bush, I just went all the way down, came into here. This is very common. A lot of players like to do this, or they'll come in like this, right? And then the T100 LT, and so the Leo 1, their enemy Leo 1 was here, and the enemy T100 LT was here. I lit them both, took a shot from the T100 LT. It was kind of a low roll, like 200 something. So actually 299 it shows. So it's almost a middle roll, right? It's 300 HP a shot, I believe, on the T100 LT. So I spotted both of them. He hits me, he buggers off, whatever. And now we've been in this bush line for about 2 minutes and everyone's coming down the hill. And one of the guys, I think it was like the KPZ, is he's saying thank you to me, like almost like being sarcastic, I guess, like you're not spotting. Like this is what people do, man, when you're a light tank. Like it's a lot of pressure when you play on Malinovka or Prokhorovka, right? So eventually, after doing that for like a minute, I'm trying to get some not initial spots, but well, kind of, right? Because we actually got the initial spot on an STRV 103 that was sitting here by coming up to this bush line. And we're also spotting people kind of in the back trying to get to a different position, right? But this is the thing with this map, guys, is you can even be in this bush here trying to kind of passive scout. You're never going to spot anything that's like back here or even like in this ditch or on the back line here. So what you have to do, I'm now going to show you, this is what you have to do. I put in the chat, y'all ready? Like, are you guys ready for me to move up? Because there's only one option here. There's actually a couple options, but there's only one option that works really well. You can try and poke up in this bush right here and try and get all fancy. But I'm telling you, I've done this at this point probably hundreds of times. And the only true, like 100% surefire way to outspot the entire enemy team is just to go down the hill and go for it. And the T100 LT has good concealment, but it also has really good mobility, man. So coming down, I'm just going to spot the Leo 1. T100 LT gets lit here as well. And you see how I'm kind of just wiggling, right? And then I actually come down here. We're not getting hit by anybody. This is really surprising. Usually you would take a hit or two. But as I come down, right, we're spotting the Batchat 155 in the back, the FE 4005 ship barn, the STRV 103B. We spot the 100 LT. We spot the Artie. We spotted the Leo 1. We spotted everyone in this area. And now what I'm going to do is outplay the T100 LT here. I'm at 31 HP, right? Because the T100 LT was able to get a lot of shots into me. And the Artie is still here. I'm trying to wait for my Artie player to maybe hit this guy. He finally gets that hit, and now we're safe kind of in this little lake here. And this is my goal. My goal is to get to this little lake right here, kind of where this water comes out from the stream or river, whatever you want to call it, right? And then you can poke up in this bush. We're spotting the STRV 103B, so we're actually getting an initial spot again on another STRV 103B. I try and hit this guy in the cap. I missed. The gun on the T100 LT is kind of trollish, but we are spotting this guy, right? And then eventually the E4, I think, actually wasn't even my spot, but eventually we would have progressed up to here once the 103 was eliminated. So I come through this way, the 103 is trying to turn, I'm able to get that shot into him there, and then we're going to advance. We get 480 spotting, again for spotting that guy, and then the bat chat goes down in the back, and I say easy, you know, GG, all good, right? And 5811 is what was visible. We did like over 7,000 combined. I don't know if I opened the M plates, so, you know, we'll go to the desktop and I'll see real quick, but 926 damage, guys. I'm not really worried about damage on this map, but I wanted to show you how I made this play to just run in and spot the entire enemy team. Because once you go down this hill, you don't know where anyone's going to be yet. You have an idea, right? But you don't just want to stop in these trees just in case the T100 LT was up a little higher or something like that. If you stop, you're dead, right? Because people will just auto-lock you. So once you go to spot the entire rest of the team, you make sure your team is ready, right? And then you go down and you use your speed, you use your mobility, you wiggle down, and you have to, your goal ultimately, and again, I am not a Unicom light tank player. You might find a play that works better for you, or maybe these Unicom like streamers have a better play. I found in hundreds of battles that this is the only effective way to really outspot the entire enemy team. You just have to YOLO. There's no other way to do it. Like on Prokhorovka, you can kind of get fancy in the bush line. On Malinovka, man, CAMPINOVKA, you just have to go down the hill. Like there's no other way. I've seen light tanks try and come through this little like gap here, this lake right here, right? They try and come around and stay low, and like poke in these little bushes, and then there's like an FV 4005 that just freaking spanks them and then like one shots them, right? I'm telling you, like there's no other way to do it, guys. If you win this entire area of the map, yeah, then you might have the option of trying to like come in and like sneak up into one of these bushes. I've done that before, but it's really hard, right? Because this is usually just a stalemate. You always have like a couple TDs sitting here and TDs sitting here, and this is just a stalemate. People just sit there all game, right? Because they're too afraid to go out into the hill. It's an open, or I'm sorry, into the field. It's a wide open field, right? So instead, what a lot of the heavies and like big tanks will do, the powerful tanks that have a lot of armor, is just, they just go to the hill, right? You want to win the hill so that your light tank can do this. That's all, guys. Let me see if I think I did open these M plates actually. So I'll show you the M plates. It was 7561 spotting, 926 damage. So we did over 8,500 combined in this game, around there. And yeah, man, first class game. We got our badges, and that's all, guys. That's all I wanted to show you in this one. That's why I, you know, got rid of the first 6 minutes of the game and just kind of gave you guys an overview of what we were about to see and what you're looking at. And that's it, man. This KPZ, man, played a freaking insane game. And we made 60K probably because we got a mission, and that's all, guys. And this is my setup for this vehicle, by the way. CVS in the scouting slot, optics, bounty optics, bounty low noise exhaust, and the optical calibration. It gets me 503 view range with around 50% concealment. And again, if you use the field modification and stuff, you can get your top speed to 74 on this vehicle, and the specific power is almost 46, which is really, really high. Like this thing has a lot of acceleration and good top speed, so it's pretty easy to make that run down the hill, right? And I've played 175 battles in this vehicle already, if you could believe that. But that's all, guys. I hope this helps you out on Malinovka. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Take care, and bye-bye now.